In the quiet streets of Oak Heights, the Blackwood residence stood out as a beacon of seemingly perfect domestic joy. To observers, Zephyr and Lorelei Blackwood symbolized the American dream with their successful careers, beautifully maintained craftsman home, and an apparently strong marriage. But behind the pleasant appearance was something much darker. Under their perfect appearance, the Blackwoods hid a secret that would soon shock Oak Heights, breaking their image of perfection. This is the story of how a couple's search for excitement and fulfillment led to jealousy, rage, and murder. Hello, and welcome to our channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and press the bell notification. Zephyr Blackwood was a rising star in the tech world, known for his sharp intellect and innovative ideas. Colleagues saw him as driven and charismatic, but he also carried insecurities from his parents' messy divorce. Zephyr's wife, Lorelei, balanced his type of personality with her creative and laid-back approach to life. A talented freelance graphic designer, Lorelei grew up in a boisterous family, valuing connection and openness. They met during their senior year at university, and their romance led to a lavish wedding. For 7 years, their marriage seemed perfect. They traveled, built successful careers, and had a home invaded by their friends. However, as they approached their mid-30s, restlessness crept into their relationship. The passion had dimmed, and Lorelei, the more adventurous one, suggested exploring new avenues in their sex life. Initially hesitant, Zephyr warmed to the idea after months of discussion and research. They created profiles on swinger websites, attended meet and greet events, and eventually participated in their first full swap. The experience seemed to breathe new life into their marriage. For a while, they thrived in the swinging scene, attending upscale parties and intimate gatherings. Their social circle expanded with like-minded couples, and Lorelei thrived in this new environment, gaining confidence from the attention she received. Zephyr also enjoyed the ego boost and their sex life. However, subtle changes began to occur. Zephyr noticed Lorelei's interactions, especially with Ether Sterling, a free-spirited artist they often swung with. What once was a source of pride turned into discomfort for Zephyr. He paid closer attention to Lorelei's interactions, feeling uncomfortable with the way other men looked at her and the ease with which she connected with their partners. As the months passed, Zephyr's insecurities grew. He couldn't ignore the lingering touches and inside jokes between Lorelei and Ether. Rationally, he knew it was part of their lifestyle, but doubts nagged at him, fueling his growing insecurity. Zephyr Blackwood felt increasingly uneasy but kept his feelings to himself, not wanting to disappoint Lorelei or appear weak. He threw himself into their swinging lifestyle, suggesting wilder scenarios and pushing his own boundaries. Lorelei, caught up in the excitement, didn't notice the changes in Zephyr's behavior, misinterpreting his increased enthusiasm as genuine enjoyment. To her, swinging had brought them closer, enhancing their communication and shared experiences. As their second anniversary in the swinging lifestyle approached, the Blackwoods were seen as a success story. They appeared more in love than ever, but underneath problems were emerging. Zephyr started suggesting they reduce their activities to focus on their relationship. Lorelei dismissed his concerns, thinking it was just a phase. However, Zephyr's jealousy grew particularly over Lorelei's interactions with Ether Sterling. His questions about her activities became more frequent and intense, evolving into suspicion. She reassured him of her love and insisted their swinging was only physical, but Zephyr's insecurities continued to grow. Their arguments began to affect their daily lives. Zephyr questioned Lorelei's loyalty, even before they started swinging, while she became defensive and distant. Their professional lives also suffered. Zephyr was distracted and irritable at work, and Lorelei struggled with her deadlines. Despite the tension, Lorelei was unwilling to give up the lifestyle, suggesting they take a break from group activities and focus on one-on-one encounters. This suggestion only caused more conflict, with Zephyr accusing her of manipulation. In an attempt to save their marriage, Zephyr suggested counseling. Lorelai agreed, but finding a non-judgmental therapist was difficult. As a swinger party hosted by the Sterlings approached, tension between the Blackwoods reached a peak. Lorelai was determined to attend, hoping to reconnect with friends. Zephyr disagreed, but reluctantly agreed. On May 15th, they prepared for the party. The tension was obvious. Lorelai wore a slinky black dress, and Zephyr watched her with mixed emotions. At the Sterlings' nice apartment, the party was fun. Nova Sterling greeted them warmly, and Zephyr noticed the lingering embrace between her and Lorelai. Heather Sterling soon joined them, increasing Zephyr's anxiety. As the night went on, Zephyr grew more agitated, watching Lorelai socialize with confidence while he felt out of place. As people began pairing off, Zephyr lost sight of Lorelai. His anxiety rose. He finally saw her in an intense conversation with Heather, their heads close together. Unable to contain himself, Zephyr approached them, catching the end of their conversation about meeting for coffee. Lorelai's eyes widened with a hint of guilt before she composed herself. The tension between Zephyr and Lorelai continued to rise, and leading to more arguments and mistrust. The lifestyle that once brought them closer now threatened to tear them apart. The events of that night at the Sterlings' party marked a turning point, as the couple struggled with their choices and the unraveling of their seemingly perfect life. Zephyr got mad and said they should go. Lorelai protested, saying the night wasn't over. Their argument drew curious glances from nearby guests. Sensing the tension, Aether tried to smooth things over, but this only irritated Zephyr more. As the argument escalated, Nova appeared, guiding Zephyr and Lorelai to a quiet corner. She offered water and gentle advice, emphasizing open communication and respect. For a moment, it seemed Nova had diffused the situation. Zephyr took a deep breath, trying to calm down, and Lorelai squeezed his hand in a gesture of reconciliation. However, when Zephyr saw Aether watching them, his control snapped. Zephyr and Lorelai left the party silently, with Lorelai avoiding Heather's gaze. The drive home was tense, and upon arriving, they sat in the car, weighed down by unspoken words. Lorelai suggested they talk, but Zephyr walked inside without responding on inside. Zephyr's calm fell apart as he let out months of stored-up anger and accusations, sure that Lorelai was cheating because of how she acted at the party and before. Lorelai, initially stunned, defended their open relationship, accusing Zephyr of hypocrisy, given his past involvement in the swinging community. Their argument escalated, and Zephyr's rage intensified. He trapped Lorelai, who tried to run away in fear. In a jealous rage, Zephyr grabbed her arms forcefully, causing her pain. Lorelai cried out, terrified by the man she loved now unrecognizable in his anger. Miserable, Lorelai scratched Zephyr's face with her hand. This pushed Zephyr over the edge. He shoved her hard, and she stumbled, hitting her head on the oak coffee table. The sound snapped Zephyr out of his confusion. He froze, scared, as Lorelai fell to the floor with a small pool of blood under her head. The silence was broken only by Zephyr's ragged breathing. He stumbled towards Lorelai, searching for a pulse but finding none. The reality of his actions crashed over him. Outside, a neighbor walking his dog stopped, shocked by the sound of distress. It was a cry that would haunt the neighborhood, marking the tragic end of a loving marriage. The early morning calm of Oak Heights was shattered by police cruisers and an ambulance, their lights flashing. Neighbors watched as Detective Ray and Frost arrived. Inside the Blackwood home, chaos had replaced its previously neat decor. Lorelai Blackwood lay dead, her body showing signs of a violent struggle. Detective Frost observed Zephyr Blackwood, distraught and still in his party clothes, telling a rehearsed story of a tragic accident. As the investigation unfolded, Frost uncovered a web of hidden tensions and secrets behind the Blackwoods' seemingly perfect life. Interviews revealed the couple's involvement in a swinging lifestyle, which had recently caused strain in their marriage. Digital evidence showed Zephyr's growing jealousy and Lorelei's frustration. Forensic analysis pointed to foul play, with Lorelei's injuries inconsistent with an accidental fall and DNA evidence indicating a struggle. Zephyr's blood alcohol level suggested he was more impaired than he claimed. Zephyr's narrative began to crumble under intense interrogations. Heather Sterling revealed Lorelei's plans to leave Zephyr due to his controlling behavior. Financial records showed Zephyr's recent interest in their life insurance policy, adding suspicion. The prosecution built a strong case, suggesting Zephyr's jealousy and fear of losing his wife led to murder. Prosecutor argued that Zephyr's jealousy drove him to kill Lorelei. The defense portrayed Zephyr as a loving husband overwhelmed by their lifestyle choices. Zephyr himself took the stand, claiming his love for Lorelei and discomfort with swinging. However, Sheo's cross-examination revealed his anger and jealousy. The jury, after less than 6 hours of deliberation, found Zephyr guilty of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. The trial exposed a hidden world of suburban swingers, sparking debates about morality and modern relationships. Some couples distanced themselves, while others advocated for ethical non-monogamy. The story of Zephyr and Lorelei Blackwood became a cautionary tale about how jealousy and mistrust can destroy even the strongest relationships. Their tragic story highlighted the complex interplay of love, desire, and control. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Thanks for watching.